In less than 24 hours, the polls open. And by Thursday morning, Britain will look completely different. I have spent the last 48 hours going through every single prediction, every poll, every projection, every forecast from every expert. And what I found, what the numbers actually show, is so dramatic, so extraordinary, so historic that I almost didn't believe it. But it is all real. Every number, every projection, every prediction. And by the end of this video, you will understand exactly what is about to happen to Keir Starmer tomorrow night. Why the experts are calling this potentially the worst result for a governing party in modern British history. And, most importantly, what it means for the future of this country. But I need to warn you, because there is one prediction in this video, one specific number, that I have been saving for later. A number so shocking that when I first saw it I had to read it twice. I'll get to that. But first, you need to understand the full scale of what is coming. And it starts with a man who, 12 months ago, had 3 council seats. 3. Stay with me. To understand what is about to happen tomorrow, you need to understand how Labour got here. Because this is not normal. This is not the usual midterm dip that every governing party experiences. This is something much bigger, much more fundamental, and much more dangerous for Starmer personally. In 2022, the last time most of these council seats were fought, Labour was polling at 35%. They were riding high. Boris Johnson was imploding over Partygate. The country was furious, and Labour swept to gains across England. Today, Labour is polling at 19%. 19%. That is a 16-point collapse in 4 years. That is not a dip. That is a free fall. And here is why that number matters so much tomorrow. Every single seat that Labour is defending tomorrow was won when they were polling at 35%. They are now going into that fight at 19%. The maths is brutal and simple. Last year's local elections, when Labour was polling in the mid-20s, they lost 2/3 of their seats. That was already described as one of the worst results in the party's history. Tomorrow, they are going in 10 points lower than that. Professor Stephen Fisher, a political sociology professor at the University of Oxford, has been studying British elections for decades. He is not a commentator. He is not a pundit. He is an academic who follows the data. And his prediction is this: Labour will lose 1,900 councillors tomorrow night. 1,900 in one night. That would be a new low. The worst local election result for Labour in modern British political history. But here is what I haven't told you yet. Because that number, as devastating as it is actually not the most shocking prediction I found. That comes later. And it involves a place that Labour has controlled for 26 years straight. Stay with me. While Labour is collapsing, something historic is happening on the other side of British politics. 12 months ago, Reform UK held 3 council seats. 3. Across the entire country. Tomorrow night, every single projection, every single poll, every single expert is predicting that Reform will gain over 1,300 seats. Going from 3 to more than 1,300. In 12 months. That is not a surge. That is a political earthquake. And it gets even more dramatic when you look at where those gains are coming from. Because Reform is not just picking up seats in traditional Conservative areas. They are storming into the heart of Labour's northern heartlands. Places that have returned Labour councillors for decades. Places where the Labour rosette was once all you needed to win. Sunderland, Barnsley, Wigan. Places that working-class British families have called home for generations. Places where Labour was supposed to be unbeatable. Both Labour and Liberal Democrat sources in Sunderland have privately described a Reform victory there as, their exact word, likely. A Reform victory. In Sunderland. But it doesn't stop there. Because in the rural heartland of England, in Essex, Norfolk and Suffolk, Reform is projected to take complete control. Entire county councils. Flipped. From Conservative to Reform. Overnight. YouGov, Britain's most respected polling organisation, Has Reform on course to win the highest vote share in 11 out of 13 West Midlands councils? 11 out of 13. In areas that Labour won comfortably just 4 years ago. Nigel Farage has been doing interviews all week. And he said something that should terrify Keir Starmer. He said Reform is not just winning council seats tomorrow. They are building the foundation for the next general election. And here is the thing I need you to understand about that. Because what happens tomorrow is not just about council seats. It is about something much bigger. I'll explain. But first, there is one place I haven't mentioned yet. One place where tomorrow's result could be the most historically significant of all. And it is not in England. Wales. For 26 years, since the Welsh Assembly was created in 1999, Labour has governed Wales. 26 years without interruption. Through Blair, Brown, Cameron, May, Johnson, Truss, Sunak, and now Starmer. Through recessions and pandemics and wars and scandals. Labour. Always Labour. Wales was the one place they could always count on. Tomorrow, that ends. Every poll, every projection, every expert is saying the same thing. Labour is going to lose its majority in the Welsh Senedd. For the first time in 26 years, Wales will not have a Labour government. The question is not whether Labour loses. The question is who wins. And this is where it gets genuinely fascinating. Because it is not clear. Wales could go to Plaid Cymru, the Welsh nationalists. It could go to Reform UK, which would have been unthinkable just 2 years ago. It could result in a hung Senedd, with no party able to form a government at all. 26 years of Labour dominance. Ending. Tomorrow night. Because of decisions made in Westminster. Because of Mandelson. Because of the economy. Because of a Prime Minister who has spent more time defending himself than governing. One Welsh Labour source told journalists this week, "We are paying the price for things that have nothing to do with us. We have run Wales well. But people are voting on what they see in London. They are paying the price for Starmer. In the country that was always their safest ground." But here is the thing. Even all of that, the 1,900-seat loss, the Reform Revolution, the end of Welsh Labour, even that is not the most shocking part of what I found. Because there is a number. One specific number. That I promised you at the start of this video. And I'm going to tell you what it is right now. 57. That is the number of councils, out of 136, that are projected to change hands tomorrow night. 57 councils. Changing control. In one night. To put that in context, in a normal local election year, 5 or 10 councils changing hands is considered dramatic. 20 would be historic. 57 is, according to every analyst I have read, completely without precedent in modern British local government. 57 councils. Changing overnight. That means communities across England are about to wake up on Thursday morning with a completely different political reality. People who have lived under Labour councils their entire lives will have Reform councillors. People in conservative heartlands will have Liberal Democrats. People in cities will have Greens making decisions about their bins, their roads, their housing, their local services. 57 councils. One night. And the man at the centre of all of it, the man whose decisions, whose scandals, whose failures have driven voters away from Labour and into the arms of every other party, is sitting in Downing Street right now. Knowing what is coming. Because here is the thing about Keir Starmer tonight. He knows the numbers. His team has run the same models. They have seen the same projections. They know about Wales. They know about Sunderland. They know about the 1,900 seats. And there is absolutely nothing he can do about it. The polls opened in, checks watch, less than 10 hours. And the most important question in British politics right now is not what happens tomorrow night. It is what happens Thursday morning. After the results come in. Inside the Labour Party. Behind those closed doors. Because that, the morning after, is where this story gets truly explosive. Let me paint you a picture of Thursday morning. It is 6 a.m. The results are in. Labour has lost 1,900 councillors. Wales has fallen. Reform has taken Essex, Norfolk, Suffolk. Sunderland has gone. Barnsley has gone. 57 councils have changed hands. The phones start ringing. Not journalists' phones. MPs' phones. WhatsApp groups lighting up. Text messages between cabinet ministers. Conversations that have been rehearsed for weeks, maybe months, finally being had out loud. Angela Rayner, who has been quietly building support, quietly assembling a team, quietly waiting, makes her move. Her allies told The Times last week she would be ready to go as soon as possible after the locals if her HMRC investigation comes back clean. Wes Streeting, who has been telling everyone he supports Starmer while his people count numbers, picks up the phone. Andy Burnham, watching from Manchester, the man who polls show would beat Starmer 53% to 37% among Labour members, starts making calls about how to get back to Westminster. And in Labour MPs' offices across the country, people who have been silent for months start to speak. Not all of them. Not immediately. But enough. Because here is what every Labour MP knows tonight. Here is the calculation they are all making right now as the polls prepare to open tomorrow morning. The next general election is in 2029. 3 years away. If Labour goes into that election with Starmer as leader, at 19% in the polls, with 1,900 fewer councillors, with a Mandelson scandal still hanging over him, they will be destroyed. But if they move now, if they act quickly after tomorrow's results, they have 3 years to rebuild. To find a new face. To give the country a reason to look at Labour again. 3 years is enough. But only if they start now. That is the conversation happening in Labour tonight. That is what is really at stake tomorrow. And here is my final prediction. The one that I think matters more than any poll or any seat count. Here is what I think happens. Tomorrow night, Labour loses badly. Worse than anyone publicly admits they are expecting. The 1,900 seat number gets hit. Wales falls. Reform takes councils that haven't changed hands in decades. And on Thursday morning, Keir Starmer walks out of Downing Street to face the cameras. And he will say, I guarantee this, he will say that he takes responsibility. That he hears the message. That he is determined to do better. That Labour will learn the lessons. He will not resign. Not immediately. Not on Thursday morning. But the clock starts ticking from that moment. And everyone in the Labour Party will know it. Because here is the brutal truth of British politics. Prime Ministers do not resign after bad local elections. They survive the night. They do the interviews. They say the right things. And then, slowly, quietly, inevitably, the people around them start to move. And one day, weeks or months later, they are gone. That process starts tomorrow night. Now, I want to hear from you. What do you think happens? Does Starmer resign by the end of May, yes or no? Drop it in the comments right now. Because I'm going to be back on Thursday morning, with the real results, the real numbers, and the real story of what happens next. Subscribe now. Because tomorrow night, this channel covers election night. First with the results. First with the analysis. First with the story that everyone else misses. The polls open in less than 10 hours.